Okay, so we are here with Willaim Bonac in the Netherlands.
Yes.
So maybe you can tell the people where we're at right now, the special location.
Yeah, so hi guys, Willaim over here. Thank you for watching. At this moment we are in Hoofddorp, let's say Schiphol area, Schiphol, Amsterdam. It's like 5 to 10 minutes away from Schiphol. And this is my home gym. This is the gym where I train, where I do my prep. So most of the days, like let's say 5 days out of the week, I'll be here. And 2 days of the week, I'll be in the gym, cardio fitness Beverwijk, with my training partner, Kendrick.
Okay, so you are the first guy that we have on the channel.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks for the opportunity, because we're just getting started. And especially because you are 4 weeks out of the Arnold Classic right now.
Mm-hmm.
So how's your prep going?
My prep is going really good, above my expectations actually. And like I'm in a good state, I feel confident. I feel way much better than I felt, during my prep for the Arnold Classic and for the Mr. Olympia last year. So that's a good thing, I feel really confident about it, and I feel good in my skin, so that's most important, stress-free. And I think last year I had too much stress going on, too much things going on with travel restrictions. And thank God, it's I don't have to deal with these problems this year, thus far. So let's hope everything stays the same, so I can get to Ohio to the Arnold Classic safely and stress-free. Yeah.
Right. So you told us you did some changes in your prep now, which we are not going to tell the other guys. They're just going to have to wait and see. But if you go into a show, are you more worried about just looking your best and bringing the best condition and fullness that you can, or do you look at the competition and get ready for a certain guy?
No, I never get ready for a certain guy. That's what I did in the past, especially with my amateur shows. But in the pro division, I'm just, try to be the best that I can be and try to improve myself, from each show. And if I can manage that, then I've already won, so that's how I see it. So I don't compare myself with other guys. Of course, on stage, it's a battle, and of course, sometimes I see some pictures and some videos passing by, and I will look, I'm like, okay, he's in shape, or okay, he looks good, but it doesn't really affect my training or my mind of stage, so it doesn't, I don't lose sleep over it, let me say it like that.
Okay, but you're not like other guys. Other guys just like totally block out the competition. They don't even look at the pictures. Yeah. Sometimes you might look and he's like, okay, he seems like he's ready, or he's not a threat for you.
Not anymore. I used to do it in the past, like I said, as an amateur, but now since a pro, I could care less.
Okay, speaking of coach, you said that you just switched coaches?
Yeah, I actually didn't switch coaches. Let me say I got a new coach. Before I was working with Abdullah, of course, but that was like for just my prep for the Arnolds and the Olympia, and then things didn't went well because I got stuck there. I couldn't reach the Arnolds, and then the Olympia I didn't do well as well, but it was a one-time thing. That's what we agreed on was, let's see, if it's gonna work. If not, okay, we're still friends, yeah, so. But I need to move on as well, and I can't waste any years because I don't get no younger, So I find out someone that I think that really can help me out, to bring my physique to the next level. Yeah, because I've been hitting a plateau, and I know that for myself as well. And I know for myself that I can improve way much more, way much more. And that's what I'm going to do now, because all the times I wanted to have kids. Now I got 3 kids, so, for me, I'm good, So
you have a son and 2 daughters?
I have 2 sons and 1 daughter, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so, and that was my concern, that I would have problems with having kids, so I make sure, like, let me have my kids first, and then I can go the full boom, so.
So when we are talking about the other guys, who do you see as your main competition for the Arnolds?
Of course, on paper-wise, you got Brandon as a runner-up of the Olympia, so I'm going for the win. So if anything, I expect for me to be with him as the last man standing on stage. So he's the man that I will expect, that will be like in the top mix.
Okay, a lot of people was talking about the young guy, Brad Wilkin.
Yes.
What do you think about him?
Like I said, I even I met him before, and a few times actually. And last time that I saw him, I even told him, like, because I saw his show at the Chicago Pro, and that was, people say it was close and this and that, but, everyone is opinion. And I told him, bro, you got everything what it takes, just take your time, and build it up. Don't rush anything. That's the words that I gave him, and me doing that means I respect your physique, so.
Yeah, I saw a post on Instagram where you guys was like commenting each other, and now you finally get to stay on stage together.
Yeah, true, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. What do you think about the young guys in general? I think now we have a lot of young guys that are getting better, and so bodybuilding will in the future be in a good place. Who else do you have from the young guys that you really think you should look out for in the future?
So again, can you come again?
Like the younger guys, you have Brett Wilkin, Nick Walker, Hunter Labrada. So I think the future of bodybuilding is in a good place. So what do you expect of these guys in the future?
I hope, let me say it like that, expectations I can't say, but I hope, that they carry themselves well, that they do good, and that they, like I say, that they carry themselves well, in bodybuilding and also outside of bodybuilding. Because it's important as well, to be a role model, because a lot of kids look up to us. And most importantly, I hope that they will find the wisdom, and to think about other things as well, in life, aside from bodybuilding, because we can't do this forever. So I hope they will be on time, to set up their future right, before retirement or injury or whatsoever, because for some of us, we can do this for a long period of time, but as you see, for most of us, it's like 5 years, and then that's it, so, and in that 5 years, you have to do your best, make a living out of it as well, and try to keep something, try to invest, try to build something for yourself for later on once you finish with your bodybuilding career. So that's what I wanted to give to the younger guys, the new guys who are starting now and who are building up bodybuilding. Yeah.
Is there anything negative you would say, like let's say a very talented guy, he's just turning pro, give him some advice what to stay out of or what to block out of your life?
I will always say, like, when you start with bodybuilding, it's not a race, so just take it slow. Take it slow. You don't have to rush anything. We got time left, and there is no expiration date, on your dreams. So just take it slow, and you will get there eventually. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you pretty much proved that. You were staying patient throughout your career, and now you really cemented your position at the top. Since 2018, you really been one of the top bodybuilders. You won the Arnold Classic in 2018. Yeah. Then in 2019, you
got third in Olympia 217.
Yeah. And then in 2019, of course, the rivalry with Brandon started, and you finished second place to him at the Arnolds at Olympia.
In the Arnolds,
so you pretty much was the best. Besides Brandon, you was the best bodybuilder that year.
Yeah.
Then, of course, in 2019, you also, after the Arnolds, before the Olympia, you had the coaching change, and you started prepping yourself, and people already wrote you off because you left your coach Neil Hill back then. Yeah. But you still did good. So, what do you say about the people that wrote you off in that time?
I say thank you very much. Because I was thinking about you guys as well. And to be honest, if you guys weren't that critical to me, I probably would have placed that well. So I just want to say I appreciate you guys and thank you so much, for disbelieving me, because I think it's most of you guys, that made me work harder, that made me wanted to prove you so wrong, and I did, So once again, thank you.
Yeah, and then you came back in 2020 and won the Arnold Classic, of course.
Yeah.
Even beat eventual Mr. Olympia later that year, Rami.
Yeah.
So I think
earlier that year,
earlier that year you beat Rami. Yeah. So I think, now people kind of write you off again because you finished 6th at Olympia last year. So.
Yeah.
But you said you're probably going to come back better.
I'm going to come back better. I'm not I don't know where people come with that idea that I'm finished and whatsoever. I'm finished when I say I'm finished. Nobody can tell me I'm finished. I'm finished when I feel like, I'm done. You know, same thing counts for Dexter. And I'm not saying I'm Dexter, you know, but people wrote him off like 20 years ago already, you know, and he still kept there and he survived most of these guys. So everyone that's saying this now, you know, if you're not my fan yet, you're soon going to be my fan, because at that time, you know, your favorite will be out of the game and I will still be in the game, you know, so that's how I see it.
So you are actually one of the guys that's interesting, because you can take negative comments or hate, or however you want to call it, you put it into some positive, because not a lot of people can do that. So you actually, like, when you're training, you go hard.
Yeah, like I think, like, you know, you should focus more on those that really wants the better for you, you know, and those that we hating, and, you know, like critics is okay, you know, but it's in the way that you do it, you know. So if I get critics and that kind of stuff, I'm like, okay, cool, you understand? In the past, I would go against it, and I'm like, yo, I'm bringing myself to the same level as this guy, and he's gonna win it from me. You understand? You can't compete with a fool, you know. So I just let it go and just focus on me and just do what I do, and then hopefully, I hope he see one day when I win the trophy, you know, so that I proved him wrong. Yeah.
Okay, so you are currently not qualified for the Olympia this year.
Nah,
so
not yet.
Your plan is, of course, to win the Arnold's and get the qualification there.
Yeah, definitely.
What if that wouldn't happen? And would you do like the Boston Pro the week later?
Not likely. I don't know. But I got my, because I don't think that far.
Okay.
You know, the only thing that I have in my mind is going there and winning the Arnold, no matter who's gonna be there, no matter who I'm gonna stand against. You know, I just feel so confident, you know, that I know, like, this is my one and only chance to qualify, and that's it. Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty much good.
Yeah.
And then, so let's say you have the Olympia qualification, then you will just like go back in the gym and just work for the Olympia, get ready for the Olympia? Yeah,
definitely, because then I have enough time as well, you know, to improve myself for the Olympia as well, you know, because I still got so much improvements to, you know, to do, so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much know the answer, but do you have what it takes to beat Ronnie at the Olympia later that year?
I think, not I even think, I know that I have what it takes to beat all of these guys, you know, at the Arnold, Olympia, at anywhere. It's just, you know, how I come on that day, you know, and how strong my game is, you know. But I have done it before, so why can't I do that anymore, you know? Like, I've done it before, so.
Okay, so
it's not like it's the first time.
So you was pretty successful at the Arnold. So right now, is the Arnold's like your favorite show, or is it still the Olympia and you still want that title so bad?
Arnold is still my favorite. You know, like I said, I've always looked up to Arnold. You know, like before I even knew he was a bodybuilder, before I even knew I was going to be a bodybuilder. You know, so to later on in life, watching his movies as a kid, and later on in life, do his bodybuilding show and win it and get a trophy for him for several times. Yeah, that's a dream coming true, man. You know, so it's always going to be my favorite show. And but of course, the Olympia, you know, is something, you know, like a dream, something that, you know, is still until now unreachable for me. You know, it's reachable, but I haven't touched it yet. You know, so that's my main goal. You know, to still, you know, while I'm in the game, to still try and win the Olympia, even if it's for once. You know, and I'm confident that day will come.
I mean, there's a lot of guys that had great careers, but they never won the Olympia. Does it take away from their legacy? Like,
nah.
Flex Wheeler is a great bodybuilder.
No, it doesn't take away from their legacy. Not at all, you know, not at all. You know, it's just, it's just what the judges wanted that day, you know, and if you get second place of the world, that's not a small thing, you know, that's a big accomplishment as well. So,
So we could probably go back. I saw a video, an interview of you, and you ranked your top bodybuilders of all time. So it was actually your top 5, but you made it to top 6.
Yeah, with Dexter with it, yeah.
So number 1 was Arnold.
Yeah.
And you said, like, you watched his, like you just said, you watched his movies first before you was a bodybuilder.
Yeah, I was.
Then number 2.
Yeah, I think number 2 was Flex Wheeler. I had in it as well. Did I add Ronnie Coleman as well?
You had. That's
because he won.
I have to ask you a question because you had him pretty low. So I think second place you had Lee Haney.
Okay, like maybe like it was not in that particular order, you know, like, but listen, Arnold and Lee Haney were those pioneers. You understand? They were before Ronnie, they were before all these other guys, you know, so, you know, and they done something that nobody has done, you know, until this day, you know, and okay, apart from Ronnie, listen, Ronnie was the one that motivated me with training. You know, I could like, you know, on my way to work in the morning, I could have my phone looking at these videos, you know, on YouTube, and like, damn, you know, and then I just couldn't wait to the end of the day after my work so I could hit the gym, you know, and do the things that he was doing, you know. So he, like trainings-wise, he was my motivator, you know.
And I think it's also a difference if you compare physiques or careers. Like you could say, like, if you compare one of the newer guys to Arnold now, but it wasn't that advanced back then. So you might say, okay, so a lot of the newer guys might have looked better than Arnold. Yeah. But Arnold, at his time, from what he had, it's like in basketball.
Yeah,
the guys in the 70s didn't play like the guys now.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had Lee Haney second, and Lee was never beat at the Olympia. He was undefeated and retired. So,
yes.
And he won 8 in a row. So you can pretty much...
And not only that, the way he carried himself, you know, on stage, out exactly. You know, and then bodybuilding, you know yourself, it's a selfish sport, you know, and a lot of guys, you know, they pretend they're family man, but they're not, you know, they're still selfish, you know, and that's why, you know, there's a few bodybuilders, you know, that really can say like, hey, you know, I'm a family man, and my family is my priority, and although others, they do it for themselves, but they will use the family as excuse, like, oh, you know, so... And that's why I respect Lee, you know, until the day, you know, he's still a family man, you know, he's still doing what he has to do, you know, and, you know, he raises kids up, you know, while doing this sport as well, you know, so my respect for this guy, man. Yeah.
Did you finally get to meet him? Because in the interview you said you never met him in person. So
no, I finally got to meet him last year backstage. Nice. Yeah, I was like, no way this is going to go away. So I ran to get my phone, ran up to him. You know, and before I came to him, I was like begging already, like, please, can I get a picture with you?
I actually met him at the Olympia a couple of years ago. He was very nice. He's just like a nice guy overall.
It's just down to earth. You know,
yeah, so
and he's a God of man as well, of a man of God, you know. So,
yeah. So you had Lee at 2, Flex. Everybody likes Flex Wheeler's physique is unmatched.
Yeah, he was like when I started training, like really like bodybuilding. I was getting books from a friend, you know, from the gym, from Flex. He said, hey, bro, you should check this guy out, man. You know, he's the top guy. He's the new. I'm like, who is this? You know, and. Yeah, that's how I got to know him, through the books, Flex magazine and that kind of stuff, yeah.
Then in 4th place, he had somebody you competed against, actually. Somebody who
yeah, Dexter.
No, a guy who took a lot of shit from fans all over the world because he was the first social media Mr. Olympia. Phil Heath.
Oh, Phil, yeah, of course, yeah. Phil, but what did you say before? Because he took a lot of...
No, I mean, the people, I don't understand where it's coming from, because I always thought Phil was a cool guy, but he took a lot of...
He's a cool guy. Most of them, they are cool guys, but like I said, you have to understand, when you're on the top, people want to see you down. When you're not on the top, they all want to see you win until you win. Once you win it, you know, eventually they get tired of you, they want to just see you down. For no good reason, I don't know why, they just want to see you go down. You know, and people will attack you from every corner, you know, just to see how you reply, how you carry yourself, you know, and if you're not strong enough and you don't have a thick skin, you know, you will fall into those traps, you know, and make yourself look bad, you know, while, you know, people get the wrong, you know, idea of you, you understand? So with Phil, you know, if you know him personally, you will know like, yo, he's not arrogant. He's not what people try to portray him. You know, he's not like that at all. You understand? Of course, if you get attacked, you will try to protect yourself and say something big. Why shouldn't I? Why? Because we have like a role model status, so you can insult me and I have to shut my mouth and can't say nothing back? No, that's not how it works. And that's what these, you know, internet trolls, they know that. You understand? They know like, oh, you have to be professional, you know, let me insult him, let me try to get this out of him. You understand? So, you know, we shouldn't blame Phil. We should blame those internet trolls, you know, who has nothing to do, living somewhere in the basement and, you know, sending, you know, messages and try to bully us. You understand? So they have nothing on life because spending your time, even like they will send a message on your, they will send a comment, they will wait the whole day, maybe like for 24 hours or 48 hours just to see if you have replied. There's no life, man. Get a life. You understand? I wouldn't waste my time even 5 minutes on a comment. So.
Yeah, I think Phil Heath pretty much carried himself pretty good.
Yeah, he did.
Regarding what he got.
He did, especially when he won. That was the social media time, you know.
Yeah. And he's amazing. He's to me, he's like definitely one of the best bodybuilders ever.
Yeah, to me too,
the
bro.
package he brought. I mean, you had him in 4th place. I would even rank him higher than that, probably.
Yeah.
And then the next question is Ronnie Coleman, number 5. Mm-hmm. Why was Ronnie just number 5?
Ronnie Coleman, like I said, he's training. He was like a freak, you know. But like I said, I had other bodybuilders, you know, like Flex. You know, in my opinion, if you ask me, Flex physique was more appealing to me than Ronnie Coleman's physique. But training-wise, you know, I just have to look at this video. I'm like, no, I need to go. I have to go and work out, you know. So. You know, that's one thing that nobody could have. He was just like, you just look at him training and you'd be like, man, I want to get to the gym. So he was good at that, you know, and on stage as well. But like, you know, if I had to choose, you know, like, you know, physique-wise, I was, you know, like, that's why I put him there. I would choose for the physique of Phil Heath, Flex Wheeler, Lee Henny, you know. And that's more the physique that's attainable for me. Yeah. That I will go for. That's how I want to look. I wouldn't want to look like Ronnie Coleman. I think that's just too much muscles, you know, too much muscles for me, you know, so.
Yeah, I mean, the other day somebody asked me certain bodybuilders against each other, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, if Dexter Jackson says, when you see Ronnie Coleman in person, there's no discussion who's better.
Yeah, he was huge. Yeah. He was like everything, you know, the condition and understand, and it doesn't make him like, how I say that, you know, I still love his physique, but like I said, you know, if, you know, on the list, like if I had to go, I will go for those physique that's attainable for me, you know, and not for the physique that I think like, oh, I can never reach there, you know. So otherwise, I wouldn't even start bodybuilding because I started bodybuilding due to Dexter. You know, because if Dexter never won the Olympia, I wouldn't be in the bodybuilding world industry. I would never be in the bodybuilding industry.
That's good you say his name because you had your top 5, but you had Dexter to the list, so he was number 6. And you said you actually started believing yourself and in bodybuilding as a professional career because of him.
Yeah, yes, definitely. Because I saw these monsters like Ronnie Coleman, for example, Dorian Yates before him. I'm like, I'm never going to get like this, you know, never in my lifetime. I'm going to need like 3 lifetimes for that. You know, and when I saw Dexter winning from Jay Cutler, I'm like, wow, you know, the guy's got a beautiful physique. And he's not the biggest. And when I knew his weight, I was like, okay, you know, it is possible, you know. So that was, I think, 2008. And that time I was like working. I was working in a magazine. And I was watching YouTube during my breaks. And I was like, man, okay, you know, so I'm going to give it a try. So that's when I started doing my first amateur shows as well.
I gotta
2008.
Say, Dexter, his character, he's like one of the guys who carried bodybuilding for a long time because he was entertaining.
Yeah, true.
And he's like, he gave the younger guys sometimes a hard time, was talking some shit to them. But I think it was because out of love and not because he didn't like it or he was arrogant or something like that.
No, he's just, he's a funny guy to be around with, man, you know, and a cool dude as well, you know, and also advice, you know, like I had a time I talk with him. You know, it's a personal thing, so I won't really say what it was about, but he told me that real. So I told him, like, man, you know, you like, how could you do that? You know, I would go crazy. He was like, what? Man, and then lose your life over that? You know, and no, you know, so, you know, he taught me some lessons, you know, and that lessons, you know, I kept for me, and it came, you know, at a good end. You know, I could have used it later in my life, you know, so, yeah.
Is there any funny Dexter story you can share with us? Because you know he likes to make fun backstage and all that stuff. Do you have a nice story for us?
I have so many stories with Dexter. I know one story when we was, I think that time we had like an argument, you know, or he made an argument out of it, you know. you know, Dexter doesn't like when you say, this guy's going to beat you, this guy's going to beat you, especially when it's the newer generation. And I think we were in San Marino, and, and I was constantly telling him, hey, Ruli's going to get you. He's so close, he's going to get you. He said, Ruli? You know, and that was during the dinner, you know, after the show. He said, Ruli can never beat me, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, I wanted Mr. Olympia, Sean Ray didn't want it, Flex didn't want it, you know. And I was just, you know, like trying to see how his reaction was, you know. So I was like, oh, like he's heated, you know. So I just, you know, was pouring more, you know, oil on the fire, you know, just to see how he's gonna react. And he went off, man. He was like, he couldn't take it. You know, and I'm like, bro, man, don't get angry, man. I'm just saying, you know.
He would get mad too, right?
I wouldn't take it that personal, bro. I would like laugh at you, like.
Dexter will talk shit.
I know, and he kept going, and I just walked away, and then later, I think Dennis James came to me and said, hey, yeah, don't worry about Dexter, man. You know, we all know him like that. You know, he will keep going on. I'm like, yeah, I don't mind, you know. So that was one of...
Dexter was probably mad all night long when he was by himself.
Bro, I even later went to his room to knock, you know, to talk to him. He was inside, but he probably didn't open the door, you know, like he was angry at me. It took a while before we talked again.
Yeah, I think pro bodybuilding really misses Dexter. I mean, he's going to be at shows.
We do miss him.
Yeah, and the Dexter walk, of course.
And also, you know, every time backstage, you know, after the shows, you know, like he's the one when you need some cookies, you know, some sweets, some candies. He's the one, you know, to go to. So yeah, we miss that.
Yeah, Dexter likes them frosted flakes too.
Yeah.
Back double biceps. Mm-hmm. Who you got, Phil or Ronnie? That's a tough one.
I will go for Phil. Even though he's narrow, I will still go for Phil. Just overall, not just only the back double biceps. If you say only the back double biceps, then I will go for Ronnie. If you say just the overall physique, I will go for Phil.
So you prefer like the more, the smaller one, but you...
More the aesthetic.
Aesthetic, yeah, okay.
Yeah, because, yeah, when you do the back double biceps from the back, you shouldn't supposed to see your abs from the sides. Okay. You know, and the bigger you are, the more you're gonna see that. Yeah, you know, so it makes you a little bit out of frame. So, but like thickness, that's Ronnie. Yeah. Thickness and size is for Ronnie. Yeah.
I think more and more guys go for aesthetics. So I guess if you ask the average bodybuilding fan, they would probably prefer to look like a classic guy.
Yeah, I still don't want to look like a classic guy, you know, still, you know, bigger, but I'm not that extreme, you know, that you can't even breathe after, you know, after walking us, you know, 2 steps of stairs and that kind of stuff, or like lacing your shoes, you know, that's for me too much. Yeah.
Do you personally get that at that point in the off season sometimes? Where you
in the off season I lose weight, like I grow into my prep. So I don't really gain anything in my off season. I just lose weight and be me, and I clean myself. And then in my during my prep, so when I start my prep, I start to grow into my prep. You know, so the closer I get to my show, the leaner I get and the heavier I get until I, you know, decide like, okay, this is it, and then drop the carbs and then see where my weights land at.
Okay, so let's talk about weight. So what's the highest you go up in weight in kilogram?
This is 116, and this is from, I think, last week, yeah.
Okay, and then at the show day, you usually weigh around what?
The show days from 102 kg till 104 kg max.
That's how you step on stage, or before you?
That's how I step on stage.
Step on stage.
Yeah.
All right. So, talking about, do you follow other divisions? Also, you just like most of the open guys, they don't even follow classic or the other divisions.
I follow the other divisions. I have a lot of friends in other divisions as well. You know, so yeah, I follow them too. Yeah, it's not like I wouldn't, you know, sit the whole night and watch, you know, the whole thing. But you know, I follow them. I want to see who's the winner, who won this division, who's the champion of this. You know, so yeah.
Yeah, I think that comes probably because you're also a promoter of your own shows.
Yeah.
So you have more interest in other divisions also.
Yeah, that could be a reason.
Talk about your shows. How many shows you got right now?
At this moment, I have the Willaim Bonac Classic in Amsterdam.
Pro qualifier.
Pro qualifier, exactly. This will be this year in December again. And at this moment, we just got the green lights from the IFBB, MPC, that we can have another pro qualifier in Ghana. You know, so this is actually, I'm not supposed to promote this yet, you know, because we have some rules, but you know, it's getting close to the date of the show. So yeah, so I have 2 shows, 2 pro qualifier shows, and 1 regional in Ghana. Yeah, so that will be the first year in Ghana, and the other one from the Willaim Bonac Classic from Amsterdam. This will be our 5th year, actually. Actually 4 years because we missed 1 year. We had to skip 1 year, and that was last year. Yeah, no, 2020 we had to skip because of the restrictions. Yeah.
This is also great for us because we got our first video. We already dropping some news that nobody knows.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
That's good. I mean, that's good. We like that at the pumpuproom.
Yeah, true.
And I mean, I think it's big because I think the MPC only had 1 pro qualifier so far in Africa, which is in South Africa, and now it's the 2nd one. And people who might not know it, you are originally from Ghana.
Yes,
so
West Africa. Yeah, yeah.
So you definitely want to give back.
Definitely. Yeah, that's definitely. It's like I don't see the point of doing all this, you know, and keeping everything, your knowledge, everything you know, keeping everything for yourself. And I think like when you get to a certain point that far, you know, and you know, if your financial state is okay, I think you should give back a little bit, you know, to your people, to, you know, to just give back to the community, to the industry that helped you to get there where you are. You know, just a little bit so you can help other young guys, you know, to fulfill their dreams as well, you know. Yeah.
And I think guys are very talented from there, and you know they're just like missing the resources like gyms. But you can also say something about that because you built a gym there.
Yes, I have a gym there as well. Yeah. Yes, I built a gym there as well. 2020 was the opening. And we got stuck there through the COVID stuff, but I built a gym there and also apartment that's not finished yet. We wanted to build a gym in the capital city as well, Accra, you know, but it's so difficult to find a ground, you know, and I don't want to rent anything, you know, like that's a no-go for me, yeah.
So,
yeah. So maybe in the future, you know, when we find a property, a good property, we will have a gym in the capital city as well.
I think that would be great for Africa and regarding bodybuilding because we're probably going to see if the resources are there, the gyms and the shows, we're probably going to see a lot more, not only guys from Africa that live in Europe or somewhere, but also guys from Africa.
Yes, exactly. Because for them it's 10 times so hard, you know, to accomplish, you know, that what we have accomplished over here in bodybuilding, in whatsoever, you know, so to give these guys the opportunity, you know, to have the shows in their own, on their own soil is like a dream coming true because they won't have to spend any big cost that they can't afford, you know, and which it's a great opportunity as well for them, you know, to, you know, show that that we are there as well, you know, and even though we don't have everything, you know, we do good with that little that we have, yeah.
Can you tell us about if the guys down there, they are bodybuilding, how do they train? Do they have like, before you build that gym, are there a lot of gyms or do they have to improvise and just build some stuff?
They have some gyms, but you have also a lot of guys like Kubila. You know, he has an Instagram account, Kubila Fitness. And he like, recently they built a gym for him because he was like training outside, you know, making his own gym parts and that kind of stuff, you know, with car parts and stones. You know, so now he has a gym and he built like, you know, similar like, you know, what he had already when he was outside. So it's like you have gyms, we have proper gyms as well with equipment. It's not like Europe, you know, it's not like Europe or USA, you know, so, but we still have gyms there, but not with that much quality of equipment.
Who knows, maybe we can travel to Africa with you and cover it one day and just show it more to the public.
You never know, yeah, one day.
Yeah, so I mean, to show other parts of the world and what they have to go through to live their love and passion for bodybuilding, and how easy we have it in Europe.
Definitely easy, too easy, and we still complain.
So talking about complaining, I see a lot of guys who want to cover bodybuilding on social media, YouTube, whatever. They make a living out of it, even though they maybe never competed, but they don't give, I feel like that's what we don't want to do. They don't show you guys the needed respect or appreciation. I don't think media has to go against the athletes. I think we have to build bodybuilding together, make it better, make it more known. So maybe guys like you and the other stars of the sport's going to be on the, they're not going to be on a level like basketball or soccer, but, give people more recognition, have more better sponsorship deals that are more mainstream. And I think we are working against each other, how they talk about you on YouTube or on their shows. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree with some of these YouTube accounts. I just feel sorry for them, that they can't find a better job, to earn the money, and that they have to go, over people's back, to earn some coins. It's pity. If you want to do that, do it respectfully. You don't have to insult anyone. You don't have to dig in people's relationship. You don't have to gossip about people's life. Just come up with things that really matters, for bodybuilding. Nobody cares if this one and this one is divorcing. Nobody cares if this one in prison. We don't care about that. The only thing that we care about is positive things about bodybuilding. And for those that follows those accounts, they are as idiots as those people who make these content, because you following it is you making it bigger, so that makes you a fool as well. So for me, I only let intelligent people in my circle, if you have no morals, I won't even hang around you, So for these people, they have no morals, no dignity, and that's how I see them. I see them as, with all, I can't even say with all respect, I see them like, the lower thing of life. You can't get a better thing, so you have to try and destroy people's life or try to get in people's life and gossip about them, to get some coins. Or to get some sponsorship. Yeah, that's pity. Yeah, that's really pity.
Yeah. I follow a lot of NBA basketball, and there was a lot of guys who never played the sports before who was bashing the basketball players. LeBron James, I don't know if you follow basketball, he's like one of the greatest players, and the reporters talk bad about him. But his peers give him the respect, and it's like, if you step on the court with that guy, he's a problem. And I saw in basketball, the solution for that was kind of like having former retired players take over coverage and shows. Yeah. But in bodybuilding, I don't see that happening, because even the former athletes do the same stuff about the athletes now. There's obviously this one guy who's always talking shit about the athletes these days. So maybe he's just the wrong person for that. So I think he should know what you guys go through and respect it a little bit more.
Yeah, there are some. That's funny part that you said, because there are some guys that so-called are bodybuilders as well. They have these YouTube channels, and all you hear, they will have a content, but eventually they will talk about themselves, more about themselves than about the content they should talk about. And when you listen closely, you will see hey, this doesn't go anywhere. You are talking more about yourself than about the content that you just mentioned, and that's what I'm telling you. It's selfish, pretending like you are one of us, but still, you're trying to destroy us because you need money. Listen, for all these guys, on YouTube channels who have a channel who are disrespecting other people, getting into other people's life, into other people's business. Listen, I know when you on stage, you're doing bodybuilding or any other kind of sport, a public figure, people should have critics. People, they can and they should have critics on you, and I don't mind that, but it's the way you bring those critics and the way you try to bring confusion in people's life, that's wrong, and if you have morals and dignity, you should know that yourself, so for these people selling the souls for coins, bro, I can lend you money if you need so, you don't have to go through this and embarrass yourself and, try to destroy people, so if you need money, holler at me, man, no problem, I will help you out, man, you don't need to go through this, so that's all I want to say to those guys who have no life and trying to make money over people's back. Yeah. And they know who I mean. They definitely know who I mean.
Yeah, I think we don't even have to mention their names.
No, man,
give them any more recognition.
Exactly.
I think it's better to just let
Exactly. Yeah.
So what do you think was the solution to that? How bodybuilding can grow? Because I think it's like it's still in the baby steps, coming to coverage. There's so much stuff for improvement. Also, like it's going to be hard to get it on TV and sponsors, but should make it grow bigger for the athletes, for the fans, and make it overall a better sport for everybody.
How we should do that?
Yeah, what do you think? Do you have some ideas? Should there be like some more, like maybe some proven guys like Dennis James and Fuad, who are doing it already? Yeah, but they're talking good about bodybuilders.
Yes, they have already a podcast, so we need more of that. More of that. More of these podcasts, and not only that, because these guys, they know what they're talking about. They are in the industry. Not just once there, they came there and luckily won a show, like an amateur show, and they think, they are one of us. No, you're not. You understand? This is a different level than what you were on, and we need more people like that. Like Dennis, like Fuad. Bringing more of these podcasts out than people who doesn't know anything. Actually, they know some things, but they still don't know anything about bodybuilding. You understand what I mean? Yeah. It's because, like, if Dennis tells me something like about bodybuilding, I will listen to him first. Then a second guy who I don't know, who hasn't accomplished anything, tell me anything about bodybuilding. You get me? So
I think even a former bodybuilder, if you always disrespect the guys and then you have some opinion, you won't listen to him because he's always disrespecting you.
That's true. But the opinion is always, you're free to have your opinion. That's what I always say. We live in a free world. You're free to have your opinion. But you don't need to disrespect people just to bring your opinion out. You understand? That's the only thing that I'm trying to say, And yeah, like you said, is to stop these kind of foolishness. Is actually for those people who promote this content, so who watch this content, who waste the time, to watch this content. These people need to stop, and if you're really bodybuilding fan, go to a real bodybuilding site, and check bodybuilding over there. We don't want no gossip, how you call it, magazine or whatsoever. We don't need that shit. We don't need no drama. We don't need all that shit. All we want is some positivity in bodybuilding. We're already under fire, under so many stuff. So just once in a lifetime, can we have some positivity for bodybuilding? So for those people that say that they are really fans of bodybuilding, boycott those fake accounts. Who are making bodybuilding look bad, gossiping, getting in people's life and marriages and divorce and people. Get a life, get a life, man. Yeah.
I think Jay Cutler's probably the perfect ambassador for bodybuilding. Because he's always saying it's the right thing. He's a very successful bodybuilder who retired now. He's doing good business-wise. Yeah. And I think, him, and actually it's funny because Dennis James and Fuad are doing the broadcast for the Arnolds this year. And I think this is the right step to put these guys in shows and the federation to work more with them. Yeah, true. And it's going to get better. You don't need no broadcaster bashing the guys on stage.
No.
I think that's a good step.
We need our own people, like even with the commentators and all that kind of stuff, we need our own people that's been there, that done that, been there, done that. That's what we need. You understand?
I hope we're going to find our space because obviously, we never was pro bodybuilders, but, we see that as we work good with you guys if you trust us, and it's going to make it way better to work together, right? So if we work together now and we go back home, you're happy with all the stuff we did, you can work together again, right? But if I come back now and I talk bad about you behind your back, you're like, okay, that's it for him. So
this is logic, that's a human thing. That's like any human with a brain, would like, hey, I got to get away from this guy, so... Yeah, that's what anybody would have thought.
I think that's what going to make the people that act that way last in the business. Yeah. Because the other guys, they will sooner or later they will disappear.
Yeah.